This is Coffee Chat, Redefining the Empty Nest. Here are your hosts, Lisa McGrath and Renee Lowry.
Hi, and welcome to Coffee Chat, Redefining the Empty Nest. Today, our guest is Penny, and I am Renee.
I'm Lisa.
And we are going to help. We're going to have a nice conversation with Penny today, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about her. Penny, how about you tell us a little bit about your family, brag about your kids for a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm Penny, and I have 4, and all 4 are gone and out of the home. I have 2 that did move in across the street from me, though. So if I open my front door, I can see their front door, and sometimes we do the taking the trash out. Hi, Mom, or hey, kids. You know, it's really nice. Different. Most people don't get that. I know your kids usually move clear across the country. Mine moved across the street. So.
Was that a direct move right after they left home, or
Yeah,
were you separate for a while and then they came back?
We were separate. We had some unusual circumstances. My kids all kind of flew the nest at the same time. My first 2, they left first, and then the boys, they left soon after. The 3 lived together for a long time, and then Josh got married, went to Indiana. The 2 that lived in the same town that we grew up in followed me not even a month later. Like, I had been gone a month, and they're like, we found an apartment across the street, Mom. And I'm like, oh, great, that's awesome. Oh, okay. See, everyone told me to be prepared for the empty nest syndrome, oh, you're so sad all the time, and the depression, and I was waiting for it to kick in, but they didn't give me a chance.
They didn't give it a chance. There's still time.
I don't know. I feel like that if I was to go anywhere else, I know those 2 are going to follow.
Yeah, they're like magnets.
They are. Those are my people, my tribe. I guess I travel with.
Nice. Yeah.
It is.
Since you had.
Oh, I was just going to say, you had 4 kids, and so then you said they were pretty close in age, and they left together, roughly. How did that first couple of nights, that first week or so, how was that when they left?
Quiet. Very quiet. Also, you find that you thought you knew who the messy person was. You know, you think you had this, like, who's leaving dishes in the living room, or who's leaving the towels in the bathroom, and then the kids leaving the stuff still there.
Yeah.
It's not the kids.
It's absolutely.
Like, it was me the whole time. What?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was an adjustment. It was, but we've always see, me and their dad, we were divorced, so my kids, we shared parenting. So my kids, we've always had a closeness where they've always been, even with a divorce, they were always in my home. It seemed like we were never really away from each other. So, well, except for the one, she kind of left when she was 18, and we're not super close. But the ones that are, the 3 that are close to me, and you know, they live in the same area, they're just like family. I mean, like my friends, really. It's
so
really
the relationship
nice.
kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah, it did. It really did. And it's kind of nice to be able to have them be in your life like that, though. You can see what's going on. You can watch. You're not hearing hearsay or waiting for, I don't know, 1 text a year that some people get. You know, I get a lot of, hey, Mom, how do you do this? Hey, Mom. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, you're a mom forever. I don't care. Even when they leave home, you still have that mom job. I mean, they're always going to call.
Yeah, they're always your babies. Now, do you have a different communication style with the girls and the boys? Are they different or similar?
Well, no, I want to say it's about the same. They're all pretty talkative. very opinionated, very loud. I mean, I just come back from staying with Josh just so I could see the grandbaby, and I was ready to come home by the end of the week. It's like
Quiet.
I really, have gotten used to the quiet, I guess, of being in a home without children and
Well,
children.
let me ask you this then. Was there anything special you did to redefine your emptiness time frame after the kids all did leave the
Yes.
house, not the neighborhood, but the house?
The house.
What did you do differently? How did you redefine your life after being a full-time mom?
Oh my God, it's different. It's like you forget, okay, I was a person way back when, right? I mean, I started having kids when I was 20. So I graduated high school one summer, got married the next summer, and had Sarah the next. So boom, boom, boom. And that was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to be a mom, and this is going to be life. But when your kids actually, when they leave, that you've matured from the first, like when you've graduated high school or college, or when you first brought the baby home, you've matured a lot. You've learned a lot of how to take care of emergencies, how to prepare a meal, how to do laundry. So when the kids are gone, you're able to go back to, well, what do I want to do? Like, what was it that I used to sit and dream about, in school, or, sunny afternoons, thinking when I grow up, I really want to, and then actually be able to go forward and explore that, which I've done this last year with COVID and everyone being completely shut down. It's given me time to say, okay, my kids have been out of the house now going on 8 years. I've been an empty nester now 8 years, and I'm just now discovering who I am, who I want to be now. You don't have to go back to the old person per se and pick up. You can create something completely different and something new. You can do hobbies. You have time now. Like, what's your excuse? Educate yourself.
So what are your hobbies? Do you have hobbies?
I do. I like to read, and I have more time making bracelets. I usually have things laying around, but reading, jewelry, learning, just anything to learn something new. Like in the day and time we're in with the technology, there's no reason for people to not educate themselves on something. Learn a new culture, learn a new language, learn how to cook a new recipe. There are so many recipes out there.
Yeah.
The great thing. Yeah. The great thing about learning too, the way it works with your brain, as long as you're learning something and investing your mind into something else, you're not thinking about yourself and, oh, woe is me, and why is my life a problem? It gives you that outlet to shift the perspective some and keep it focused on more of a forward momentum for your life. So that's a great tool.
You have to, you can't, I say some people, I think maybe they put all their eggs in one basket. It's like, I'm just a mom, and they carry that. And then when the kids start to leave, they feel empty. And those are the women I've seen where they're so sad and they're depressed and they're, what am I supposed to do now kind of attitude. And it's like, you're so much more than just the mom. You're a person. You raised children. I mean, you learned something. You raised kids. They were successful. They went to school. They graduated. You have something in you to teach other people. I mean, those kids learned something. That's why they're successful in leaving. I guess that's why I don't feel bad. Like, I thought when they started to leave that I would be, oh, I can't stand it. I thought I'd be that mom, but I wasn't to that point. I mean, I was sad. I cried. The first time we took Sarah and dropped her off at college, I cried all the way back to home. I think it's just nature. It's just like, I'm sad. What do I do now? But then you get back home, you have 3 more screaming, what's for dinner? We're starving. That feeling of being alone is gone.
Yeah.
Because you've got.
I like how you put it, the eggs, and put your eggs in one basket. We've talked to a lot of people, a lot of women that they identify with their role as mom. And so that's where the problems come in. And that's why they don't know who they are, what they want to be. And that's why we said redefining the empty nest, because you're in charge of the next chapter. Pick up your pen and write what you want.
You can.
Yeah. And the other thing that you said that really warms my heart is that to keep learning. I believe we're all teachers and students at the same time.
Mhm. Yep.
And one of the things that I teach is the philosophy of a house with 4 rooms. And that says that you need to do something for your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being daily in order to be a complete person. And so that means learn a new language, take up a hobby, read a book, have conversations, go for a walk in nature, meditate, pray. All of these things help us, these life management skills, to cope with life.
Absolutely. I think to move forward, you have to keep yourself nurtured. You just don't sit down and go, well, I was a mom, they left, it's over now, give me my shawl, my rocking chair. I mean, that I look at pictures of people where that was their life. It's like, I don't know what happened to women, I guess, in the generation before, where they just give up. Like their family, that was it. Their kids are gone now. They did nothing. It's like there's so much more to do.
So now, Penny, when COVID lifts, what do you want to do? Do you have any special plans that you'd like to do?
I am ready. I am so ready to just go into a store without a face mask on. Or cough in public without people looking at me like, oh, she's got the plug, but I don't know. I'm kind of liking the staying at home. Kind of chill.
I kind of like it too. I've even said, my computer doesn't sneeze or talk back at me, and I yell at it a lot when I have to bang buttons. But
I think for an introvert, this has been like a blessing in disguise.
Yes. And you know what? I also think it's taught a lot of people a lot of different things too. I think we've learned different perspectives, and we've learned a lot, not only about ourselves, but the communities that we live in.
The learning about oneself, when you're like forced into quarantine the way we were as a nation, like to just have that, I don't know, permission to have downtime. Like you have permission to shut everything off. And I took advantage of it. I'm like, shutting down, reboot. I'm going to get some education. And my whole goal is I am doing a blog right now. It's called pennyshousekeepingtips.com. And I've got 25 years of cleaning. I cleaned in a school.
Come over to my house, Penny.
You're so far away. I can coach you online now. I can tell you what to do.
That's not the same.
It's like I can instruct you. I can give you words of encouragement.
There you go.
And that is helpful.
But there are so many. But there are so many people out there who they just don't know how to clean.
They don't.
They need help.
I think so. I'm in that number actually. might have to look you up after this.
Oh, you need some cleaning, Patty.
You're writing a blog. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm getting certified to be a coach. So I'm going to start coaching, and I'm going to help maybe do my part in cleaning this part of the world up over where I'm at.
Well, it's needed. I mean, there's a lot of people that need to declutter, not only declutter around them, but declutter what's in their garden of their mind.
When this is all cluttered, then your space becomes cluttered, and then you turn into an episode of and I would like to get to you before that, because I always wonder what's going on in your brain to get to that point. And I think people are just afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
They're just afraid. They're embarrassed. They don't want people to see. And honey, we all have our bad days with
that's right.
Picking up.
I always say people love feeling needed. It's like a number one human trait. People want to feel needed.
Right.
Nobody asks for help. It's the biggest travesty on earth.
It is.
Let people shine where they want to, where they're good and
Like,
helpful. Let them
I
be
wanna
helpful.
help.
Ask for help.
Just ask me. I'll tell you. You need help
Right.
cleaning. Let me tell you what you need. And I love
And she
helping
had 4
people.
kids, so that was.
You know what
I
you
have
do
2
is
and I can't keep up with it.
you let them think they're helping.
Hmm.
Let them think they're helping. You give them bottles of water, like a spray bottle, and a couple of rags. Now they think they're doing something and they're not under your feet. And actually give them a kitchen table to sit under and clean table legs. They'll clean the
Ooh.
table legs.
That's
They
a
sport.
good idea. That worked more when they were littler, but now they can see through that for me.
Now you can bribe them. You got one
That's
at home
true.
that's a junior. She needs
Yeah.
gas money, right? Gas money.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah.
Those $10 gift cards equals maybe a load of dishes or
And see, that's the thing, $10 for a load of dishes. I mean, when I was
I'll
that
go
age,
do
it
the
was
dishes for that.
50 cents, $1, and now I have to give her $10 or she won't even move. It's like,
my dad used to
hello.
say, he would say, you have a place to live. And didn't you eat dinner at my table tonight? Uh-huh. Oh, I
Did
paid
you turn the
you.
lights on?
You're welcome.
That's
So
right.
Penny, we're gonna want to get your website, your blog, so that we can share it with people.
Okay.
So where will they look for your blog?
It is www.pennyshousekeepingtips.com.
Good, because we're going to want to make sure we add that in the description for when we post this. And everyone, like you said, everyone needs some kind of tips. And so
They do. And just even if I can just offer some encouragement, because I know when you're a mom with babies at home, I remember like it was yesterday to have one on the hip and one trying to nurse and one wrapped around my leg. And I would just go to the house dragging these other creatures hanging off of me, trying to do something. Always felt like if I could just do something, you feel like you've accomplished something and you can do it. And they learn from watching you, from being a part of the process.
So this might be out of line, but I'm going to share a tip that I use with my boys. And you got to remember, my boys are older; they're in their 40s. But I used to have their socks on, and I used to squirt their socks with cleaner and teach them to dance on the kitchen floor.
Yes.
That's very smart.
I've done the sock thing. Put your socks on.
Yeah, put your socks on. We're gonna dance. We're gonna have a dance party.
Get the water off the
That's brilliant. I love it. Good call.
Hey, but all my kids keep a clean home.
Oh, good.
So I feel
you did. You've done your job.
No.
At least our homes are clean.
Yeah.
Because I've been in some where I've gone to help and it's just like, usually when it's gone that far, it's something else way more than me just coming over. There's something here that causes, and I learned that also when working in the school, what to look for, because when you find messes that are just, what was this child thinking? It usually is a signal for help. And
something else.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've learned a lot over the years, just things you would not think. Oh, you just clean. There's so much more to it. So much more.
Very true. And that's a good thing to remember too, is to keep the perspective that you never know what somebody else is really dealing with. So don't be quick to judge, be quick to have the empathy there, because you never know. And they don't know what you're doing and going through. So
no, and I always say, you think, what has happened to that person to where they feel so badly about themselves that they've put their life or their kids' life in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's hard. And some of it happens to the women usually after kids leave home. A lot of women fall into that where they're so depressed that shopping feels good. Not cleaning. Not cleaning.
Retail therapy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I call it Amazon therapy.
That's newfangled term. Yeah, I can see that.
I need
well,
that
if we're going to talk
therapy.
about Amazon, I just want to say, anybody with retail therapy, go get my book. Renee has a book as well on Amazon.
Correct.
Ah.
Well, Penny, while you're sharing tips with us, why don't you share with us your best tip for future empty nesters, for those of us who are about to go through that transition, please?
Okay, the best thing you can do is start now in your head rehearsing how you're going to react when the day comes. I find when you walk yourself through the actual steps of how it's going to feel, I'm already getting a little sad goosebumps. It's easier when the day comes. Set your child down and say, look, this is going to be hard for me. It might not be hard for them. They're ready to run. Sometimes I think if you can just sit down and communicate how you feel, why you feel, and what you're expecting, maybe you're expecting too much from them. Some parents, like when their child leaves, are still kind of hovering over everything they do. I know someone in my family like that. And they just want to know, why haven't you texted me? Why haven't you called me back? Oh my God. And then I get texts. Can you believe it's been like 2 days and
It's been 2 hours.
he's not even texting me back. What am I supposed to do? Oh my God. Well, he's probably at work. Calm down. No, seriously. I think when you just open communication and you're expecting sadness, make it happy. It can be throw a going away party for them.
Yeah.
They're not going to go too far. They usually don't.
Yeah.
Not the first couple of years anyway.
Especially if you're a good cook, they'll come back. At least for holidays.
Oh, yeah. Christmas. Who's cooking?
Who's cooking?
Who's cooking? Mom, you cooking? No.
They'll start missing those traditions the first couple of years, and it'll be more sentimental to them.
Especially if they can't cook. If they don't know how to cook. They're going to come home. If they don't know how to do laundry, they're going to come home. If they don't have gas money.
That is not a reason to not teach your children how to cook or do laundry or get a job.
Don't do that to them. No, don't set them up to be like that, because then you're just like helping. You're now becoming an enabler.
Yeah, that's a different type of problem.
Way worse. You don't want your 34-year-old sitting at your kitchen table waiting for you to fold his underwear.
Yeah, Mom.
No, we don't want that. Yes. I loved your tip, Penny. I feel like that was the best one I've heard to date in all of the chats that we've done so far. Just because it is so important to manage your own expectations around this transition. It's that thinking about it ahead of time, figuring out what's the worst thing that could happen, and making yourself okay with that. And then anything that happens, it's going to be better than that. So you're going to be prepared for it. Whatever happens, you're prepared. I love that tip. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Most kids, when they do leave home the first time, they don't go very far. I mean, they're not going to go clear across the globe. You hope.
They're going across the street.
Most of the time.
Okay, I went across the street. I didn't go away. And before that, they lived next door to my sister. When I say next door, she had a double. She rented them the other side. Okay. So she was an empty nester, kind of. But then my kids moved in next door to her. Yeah. Like, what is that?
What is that?
They have 2 moms. Like, if mom says no, ask Aunt Pam. She'll say yeah.
Yeah. Always Mom.
They appreciate that security, it sounds like. I like it.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they like me. I get the feeling.
Yeah. That's good. You did something right there.
Yep, that's great.
All right. Well, thank you, Penny. Me too.
Thanks, guys. I really had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
If you'd like to be a guest on Coffee Chat, follow the link, be a speaker, and apply. Subscribe and like our videos. You can follow Redefining the Empty Nest on YouTube or join the Facebook group.